Hi guys, I just wanted to send a quick message, if you like, or give a shout out to Mocha Uson. Over the last few days, she's been really bashed on social media over this issue whereby there have been some anti-Duterte, if you like, or yellows, or critics of the Duterte administration who've been assuming that this rumour, if you like, of a female personality having an affair with a male actor, people have been assuming that this was in relation to Mocha Uson. And as a result of that, she's been bashed. And, you know, that's really unfair because I believe she's doing a good job in supporting the Philippines and also supporting OFWs through her work as Assistant Executive Director of the OA. You know, the reason why I make this video is because I've been really impressed that instead of getting upset about this, instead of getting angry about this, Mocha Uson has come up to set out a new organisation. So she wants to support mothers, single mothers, mothers who'd maybe accidentally got pregnant, or basically ladies who'd accidentally got pregnant and are in a difficult situation. And she just launched this now on her page, which I've put a tag to. So she's dealing with this head on. This is the way that she's dealing with her critics, her bashers. So really, in fact, her being bashed has actually helped set something up which is really positive in terms of her desire to help other women who've gone through difficult situations where they've got pregnant either by accident or they've had difficulties in their life. You know, of course, in the Philippines, there's the anti-abortion. So it means that if a lady gets pregnant in the Philippines, you know, she can't have an abortion. She has to go ahead and have that child. And often for single mothers, this is really difficult and they need that support. So I really admire Mocha Uson for this latest advocacy in helping single mums. You know, single mums are under a tremendous amount of pressure, and as everybody knows, there's no benefit system in the Philippines. There's no support for single mums as well. So I'd just like to reach out as well to Mocha Uson. Thank you so much for this advocacy. Thank you so much for your support of Filipinos. You know, despite the fact that you get bashed and despite the fact that I get bashed too for my advocacy, I like to see that you've turned something positive into something that's negative. And of course to Robin as well, you know, he lost his brother recently and has been grieving, of course, and yet him and his family have been involved in this rumour, if you like. And, you know, there's so many people now who have been bashing pro-Duterte bloggers and have even set up pages, if you like, to further bash pro-Duterte bloggers. You know, these are our political views, and I believe that everyone's entitled to their own view as long as they're not hurting others. And I just think it's very sad that people have become quite malicious and people want to report others just for their political views. You know, we're not trolls. You know, I'm not a troll. I've never been a troll. I've never been paid 1 penny whatsoever by anybody in the Duterte administration. I've never been paid 1 penny by anybody in the government for my views. I'm a British guy who lives in the UK, and I'm entitled to my views as much as anybody else. I'm entitled to my freedom of speech. I've never been rude. I've never trolled on anybody else. I've never sworn at anyone. I've never been disrespectful. You know, I'm just entitled to say what I want to say. That's what Facebook is about. As long as you're not insulting people, as long as you're not inciting violence, as long as you're not inciting hate, you should be allowed to have your view. What makes the views of any anti-Duterte or any yellow just as important or even more important than my views? Why is it that anyone who is against the president should somehow have any kind of prominence or their views supposed to be respected, or they have their way of saying whatever they want. Why can't I say whatever I want? As I said, I'm not a troll. This is my personal Facebook account, and I believe I'm quite entitled to have my say. I'm quite entitled to give my opinion. And right now, I make this video because I'm supporting Mocha Uson. I think she's doing a great job. If you know her personally, you know, I know she gets sometimes quite affected by what's happening on social media, what's happening particularly. There's a lot of groups that are split, like pro-Duterte groups who are split, and I believe if we all stand together, I believe we can achieve so much more. So yeah, I just believe that we really need to get out there. We really need to give our opinion. You know, I don't agree with these troll accounts either pro-Duterte or anti-Duterte. There are some people who try and make money out of politics. There are some people who relentlessly post in order to sell products or in order to push a certain message. And of course, I don't agree with that either. I don't believe it's right that people would use their Facebook in any negative way. But when you are using your Facebook like Mocha Uson does to support the Philippines, to support the government, to support the Duterte administration, and of course not only that, to support OFWs or overseas Filipino workers, you know, I think it's good. You know, I think we should all be doing that. I think we should all be supporting our OFWs, because what they're doing is they are helping the Philippines. OFWs are ambassadors for the country and are very much supporting the Philippines throughout the world. In fact, over 6% of the gross domestic product of the Philippines was from the overseas remittance of OFWs. So I think we should all be very grateful for their contribution. It doesn't matter what political colour they're from, what political background they're from. I think we should all support them. And in her capacity as the OWA Deputy Executive Director, Mocha Uson is supporting overseas Filipinos. This is something that's a advocacy close to my heart. And I have no doubt there are many OFWs who maybe got into relationships, maybe outside of marriage, maybe got pregnant, maybe are living in foreign lands or working in foreign lands. And they really have a hard time, particularly when they're in the Middle East, where of course there are certain rules because of religion that are in place. And many of these overseas Filipinos are having a really hard time right now. And it's nice to see that Mocha Uson has come out with this advocacy and turned something negative into a positive. I'd like to thank everybody watching. Maraming salamat po, mabuhay Pilipinas. And yeah, best wishes, guys. And thanks so much to Mocha Uson. I'd like to give her a shout out and for everything she's doing. Thanks, guys.